So, like, if you and I are both single individuals, why do we sound, like toddlers if we say I has a question and you has the answer?
Right, yeah.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We are taking a look at a grammar guide to deconstruct this invisible linguistic framework that you probably use every single day without realizing it.
The hidden logic behind has versus have.
Exactly. I'm playing the eager student today for you, the listener, and, well, you're getting a breakdown from our resident lecturer here. So to start, these words fundamentally do the same job.
Right, they do. I mean, at their core, both has and have basically exist to show possession, owning something,
Right.
or to describe relationships and experiences. The tricky part isn't really what they mean.
It's the mechanics.
Exactly. The mechanical rules governing, when to use which one.
And what is that underlying framework? Because we are subconsciously following it all the time, right?
Yeah, and the baseline rule actually comes down to a pretty simple head count. Generally speaking, singular subjects take have, and plural subjects take have.
Yeah.
So if we were talking about a third party, like he, she, it, or a specific noun like Rahul, we use has.
He has a car.
Right.
Yeah.
Or she has a dog. Rahul has a laptop. But the moment we talk about multiple people,
Like we or they.
exactly, it shifts to have. They have a big house.
Okay, wait, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Because my logical alarm bells are, like, ringing immediately here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you just said singular takes has. But I mean, I am a single person.
Sure.
You, the listener, are a single person.
Yeah.
So strictly following that rule, I should say I has and you has. Why doesn't that work?
Well, because English loves its exceptions.
Yeah.
And you've hit on the major one here. I and you are special pronouns.
Okay.
Even though they represent single individuals, they completely bypass that singular rule. They always take have.
Always.
Always. It is always, I have a pen and you have a bike. They essentially get like a grammatical VIP pass.
Got it. So and you bypass the system. But here is where I get tripped up, honestly. If I want to make a sentence negative, applying that baseline rule just feels wrong. Like if she takes, as I should technically say, she does not has a car,
Oh, right.
but my brain completely rejects that. It sounds awful. Why is that?
It sounds awful because it violates the mechanics of helper verbs.
Helper verbs.
Yeah. When you form a negative sentence or ask a question, you introduce helper words, specifically do or does.
Okay, right.
And here's the hidden mechanism. Do and does act like an absorbent sponge. They basically soak up the grammatical conjugation.
Meaning the tense and the singularity.
Exactly.
So does is already doing the heavy lifting of signaling that the subject is singular.
Precisely. Because does absorbs that grammatical job, it forces the primary verb back into its pure, unmodified base form.
Which is the infinitive to have.
Yes. So we say, she does not have time, or we ask, does he have a car?
Because adding has after does would basically be like grammar overkill.
Total overkill.
That's like wearing a belt and suspenders to hold up your pants. You just don't need both.
That is a perfect way to look at it. And that redundancy is exactly why people make the opposite mistake.
Saying things like he have a car.
Right. Because when there is no does in the sentence to act as that sponge, the main verb has to do the work. You need has for those singular subjects.
Wow. Okay, so if we distill this guide down to its purest mechanics, what are we actually left with here?
Well, use has with he, she, it. Use have with I, you, we, they. And the golden rule of helper verbs.
After does, always use have.
Always.
It completely reframes how you look at a sentence, honestly.
It really does.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, consider this. We have only looked at has and have as indicators of ownership. Having a car, having time.
Right, the basics.
But these words have a secret double life in what's called the present perfect tense. They team up with other verbs to show completed actions, like I have eaten, or she has finished her work.
Oh, yeah. That is a whole other layer.
Right. Suddenly, they aren't about what you own, but what you've experienced. It is the completely different mechanical function hiding in plain sight. Subscribe this channel, The Explainer, for more videos.